everyone, and welcome to another episode of Monkey Around Reviews. Today we have the SCOSCHE dual lens dash cam model DDVR2XFHD. This thing has two cameras in it. Now what's different from some of the other cameras I've looked at, a lot of the cameras have a camera built into the DVR that shoots forward, and then you wire in another camera all the way in the back of the car. This one has two cameras built into the DVR itself. So you mount this, and it has a camera that shoots forward and a camera that shoots inside the car. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like inside. So upon opening this, there is a white box. And inside the box, let's see, we've got the camera. So here is the two cameras in the large monitor. So this is the camera that looks out the front, so you can angle it to follow the angle of your window. And then you have the camera right here in the front that aims towards the passengers of the vehicle. Now that all being said, this camera that shoots outwards, it's a 1080p camera with a 140-degree angle for picking up everything in front of you. This camera that's on the inside, it's a 720p camera, and it has a 120-degree angle to grab all the people and all the seats that are inside the vehicle. Let's see what else is in here. There is a suction cup mount for the window. There is a really long cable for plugging this into your 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter, and it uses a mini USB. What else we got? A mini USB cable, piece of plastic with nothing in it. Looks like we got a instruction manual here and one in another language, so two instruction manuals. And that is everything that's in here. What I didn't see in here was the SD card that's included with this. This does come with a 8GB SD card. I'm looking, oh, it's actually installed. So if I click right here on the top, pull it out, and there is the 8 gig SD card that's included. Now that being said, if you find that 8 gigs is not enough, this camera works up to 32 gigs, so you can always buy your own and put a different one in there. Alright, so by just looking at this, I can see how this goes together. That just slides on there, that locks in, and then this will go on the dash, and that's the whole setup. Real simple. This will be how you get the suction to grab even tighter on the window, and how you can pull it off. So let's see if we can do this inside while looking at it here and just seeing if this will work without having to charge it. Power it up. Alright, so the batteries are dead. This thing needs to be charged. So what we will do is we will move everything outside, hook this up to the vehicle, and we'll see how it works when it's actually in a windshield. Be right back. Alright, so we're in the van. And there was a few things I wanted to mention that I forgot to when we were inside. On here on this side, the center here, there is a button which is the power, but around that are 4 other buttons. So that's your up, your downs, your OK, your menu, all that is right in on there. And that all explained in the manual. But the other thing is, on this camera here, there was a little bit of a lens cover, so make sure you take that piece of plastic off as well as the plastic on here. That way you can see without it being blurry, and that this thing here will actually stick. So I'm going to use an existing power that I have here. It is just the same as what comes with it, which is the 12 volt, and it's a mini USB. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this existing one because it's already wired up and I don't have to worry about it. Another thing to pay attention to is which direction this is. So if it's this way, you're not going to get a lot of tilt up, but if you go this way, you get a lot more movement. And I think in my car, this is the way it needs to go. So we will give this a try here. So let's go ahead and mount that on, push it down to lock it in place. So yep, that's in place right there. We're going to be able to screw this on the back, which will tighten it from wanting to move around. And that's it. So I'm going to plug this in, and then we'll move the camera, and I'll have you looking right at the screen. Be right back. All right, so it's all plugged in. We've got it powered up. I'm going to hold the power button for a few seconds. There it is, it's powering on. You can see me in the camera. I'm right here. And if I actually sit back, you can see It's showing me in the driver's seat as well as the full passenger seat, and you can see all the way in the back there as well. So you're getting the full view of the car. You can see that as soon as I turned it on, it started recording. I'm sure that's a setting. And you can see the outside in front of the van. So here's my hand in front of the camera. And like I said, you can come in here and you can angle that camera depending on how you have it hung up there. But we will do that right there. I want to stop the recording, so I'm thinking I just do that. Nope, that turned the screen off. So by hitting the power button real fast, that's just screen on and off. I want to stop recording. There we go. So hitting the down button, which says OK, that stops the recording. We're going to want to go into the menu, so that's M. So on here, it's showing resolution, dual camera, cyclic record, interval record, high dynamic range, and exposure. So you can hit the up and down on here. So you can cycle through them all. Whoops, I hit the power button again. There you go. So we'll just go back up to resolution. We'll hit OK. That's where it's saying that we can do 1080p, 720p, or VGA. The thing to remember is the OK button is not the middle. That is the power button, which if you hit it, the screen turns off. And you just hit it again, the screen turns on. So 1080p, dual camera. Oh, I did it again. Dual camera, on or off. Cyclic recording, off, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 0 minutes. Interval recording, off, 100 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds, 500 milliseconds. High dynamic range, the HDR mode, on or off. Exposure, it goes up +3 and down -2. Does it not go to -3? Oh, it does go to -3. So between 0, +3, and -3. And that is it for that. So if we want to go over to the next section, we hit M, which is over, and does LCD brightness, auto power off, your frequency, depending on if you're 50 or 60. That beep sound can be turned on and off. You've got your language. You can choose different languages. You can set the time and date. TV mode, I'm guessing that's going to be NTSC and PAL. Yep, NTSC and PAL. Format the SD card. Default settings. It shows you the version. And that's it. And if you hit over again, it takes you back to the camera. So here is where everything is actually showing you. It's going to show you today's date. It's going to show you the time. Up here it's actually showing you that it's recording at 1080p. So that's 2 of the buttons. So we now know that the button in the middle, you push that in and the screen goes on and off. You hit the M, which is the button on the top, and that goes into the menu. Now if you hit the OK button, which is the button on the bottom, that starts your recording. We can stop the recording. If we hit the up button, it cycles through the cameras. So now we have picture by picture. So there's the front and there's the internal. We hit it again. That's front camera only. Hit it again. Internal camera only. So now you can really see the angle that you can get inside here. I'll sit back again in the seat like I'm driving. So here's the 2 seats. Here's the camera. And there's the back of the van. And if you hit it again, it goes back to the picture-in-picture that we were looking at before. Now if we hit the down button, which is aiming towards the vehicle, if you see down here, that's mute. So you can actually turn off the microphone and not record what's going on inside the vehicle. And that's all the buttons. There's 5 of them on here. They're pretty intuitive. Everything on here is really easy to use. This 4-inch screen lets you see a lot. The SD card is right here on top. Easy to get in and out to get the footage off if you need to.
Alright, here we go. We're good. Waiting for these guys to pass. Alright, here we go with the test.
So once again, this has been Monkey Around Reviews with the SCOSCHE Dual Lens Dash Cam, model DDVR2XFHD. If you've used a dash cam like this before, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe.